Well, finally, after 20 years, we go to a playoff game with crowds. Yeah, but this time we're in Philadelphia because of the fourth seed and fifth seed battle, and it just so happens to be a division rival thing tonight as we take on the Philadelphia Phillies. And this game, it just feels surreal to be back in the playoffs after so long. Well, in the full year at least. I know we made the playoffs 3 years ago, but that was just like with no crowds and things like that. It was just like a shortened season. But this time we finally got ourselves in the playoffs in a full year. The future's looking really bright, and the things are only going to get better from here on out. But tonight, there's definitely some nervousness, butterflies, inexperience in this game, and yeah, in a big game like this, Luzardo really just didn't have it tonight. He started game one here, and he only went through 4 innings, and he gave up 8 hits and 3 runs. You could tell by him he was just nervous, and the story with him is he grew up a Marlins fan. I think that might have got to him a little bit. It was the nerves, like really big time nerves that he had. So I think he calmed down a little bit after, but it just wasn't working. The pitching matchup here tonight was Zach Wheeler versus Jesus Luzardo, and obviously the other opposing team came out victor. He was just Philadelphia Phillies have the World Series experience already. The Marlins haven't made it for so long in a full year that they had inexperience. A lot of these players were inexperienced. The only players that really had experience already were, I believe, Josh Bell had experience. He looked like he had big experience today. Soler, obviously, because he won two World Series with 2 different teams. He won with the Cubs in 2016, and he won with the Atlanta Braves a couple years ago against Houston. So there's definitely some experience from the lineup here. But this Philadelphia team was the runner-up in the World Series last season against Houston. So they know what they're trying to look for. By the way, we start off in the first inning, and this is a 3 and out. It was struck out looking. So it was struck out looking for a rise. Strike out looking, first pitch. Okay, I'm sorry. Why is this thing is being a piece of shit? There we go. So a rise was called looking. That's trying to get the feel of things. The next pitch was a ball, and it was a line out. So I'm just gonna say every last pitch would be an out or something. Soler came up next. He has that World Series experience already, and he was struck out looking. You can tell the crowd is just really, really into it. It's really nice. It's beautiful, especially anywhere in MLB. The crowd is just really into it, especially Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is a really crazy sports city. And I say so respectfully. The Eagles team is good. The Phillies team is definitely still have it in there. The 76ers is still good. And even as far as the Union is still good, which we beat in the Leagues Cup semifinal. So maybe there's some revenge to take. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Soler was struck out looking, and then Bell was grounded to second. Next up, Phillies comes up next. Kyle Schwarber starts off with a single. This is Luzardo's, I think it was his second time in the playoff series. I think his first time was with the Athletics years ago against Tampa. I think that was 2019. I could be wrong. I think it was 2019. You can research for me later. Anyway, Luzardo getting some pitches in. He's already being worked. A lot of pitches were getting thrown to the dirt away. The next pitch after that was Trey Turner. He has hit a double to left. It was hit to left, and and already there was 2 men on. Kyle Schwarber looks like he was going to just break through and he was going to score on that one, but the third base coach just happens to stop him there. Bohm comes up and then he lines out to right, and that's caught. Harper was struck out, and Realmuto, former Marlin, flied out to center, and that's the end of the first inning. So the Marlins bounce back from the pitches. Then it's Marlins' turn. It's another 3 and out. Chisholm was grounded out. Burker was also grounded out on the first pitch, and De La Cruz popped up from the sweeper. Then next up is the Phillies. They went 3 and out. They grounded to second. Stott struck out looking. That was pitched right down the middle there, so it looks pretty good. And then Pash, and I apologize if I get it wrong, struck out, swung all 3 pitches, and he was struck out. Then after that, Jesus Sanchez got a hit. It was a single, so that and the hit was hit towards the infield, was it? I think it was the infield. It looked like it as far as I remember. But he got a hit, and Birdie came out and he struck out swinging, and then Fortes grounded to a double play. Then this is where things get wrong. Things will go horribly wrong. So Rojas comes out next for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he singles it to left. Kyle Schwarber struck out looking. That was a pretty good pitch. Rojas ended up going to second on the wild pitch. Trey Turner pops it up, so that is 2 outs in a big pat here. And then unfortunately, Bohm has hit a double to left. So that would mean Rojas scores from second. Bryce Harper lined out to third. So 1-0 Phillies already. Top of the 4th, Arias grounded to second. Soler struck out swinging. And Josh Bell finally gets the second hit, and it was a single. So Bell had a pretty good night so far, and the Jazz just strikes out swinging. Zach Wheeler, all laser focus in this game. He knows what the game is. Realmuto single to left. Castellanos, the guy we were trying to get from last year's offseason, just could not do it. It was too expensive. And already there's third and second on base. No one out. Then Stott singles to center. That will allow Realmuto to score. However, Jazz with the good throw from center throws out Castellanos. That was such good play there by Jazz. So props to him for getting the guy out. But it didn't matter because Pash would make it 3-0 anyway from the single. So 3-0 Phillies already in 4. Rojas flied out to right, and Schwarber struck out swinging. So Marlins need to get something going because there's still plenty of ball game left. They need to needed to capitalize. Problem is Zach Wheeler is too damn good. So Burger pops up. And he pops out the shortstop. De La Cruz fouled out to third. So that was yeah. I'm not gonna dictate that. And Sanchez grounded to first. Great. Then Philadelphia comes up next. Trey Turner singles to center. Bohm pops up, and then it was caught. So after that, Trey Turner stole second. Bryce Harper has struck out swinging. Harper having an off day as of that far, and Realmuto grounded to shortstop. Top of the 6th, once again, Marlins had a 3 and out. Two times Birdie struck out swinging, and Fortes struck out swinging, and Arias grounded to shortstop. The batting was definitely not great tonight. It was terrible. Especially, and in all fairness, Wheeler is still a pretty good pitcher, but my gosh, that is definitely the batting just could not get something going. So, oh, by the way, there was a pitching change for the Marlins in the fifth inning. I forgot to mention that AJ Puck comes in. So, anyway, Soriano comes in for the sixth inning. Castellanos struck out swinging. Pretty filthy pitch there. Stott flies out to center. And then Brandon Marsh comes in for pitch. And then he popped to third. So, nothing quite worked there. Wheeler still pitching towards the seventh. Soler struck out swinging. Bell doubled, so he's getting something in. Chad Chisholm struck out looking, and that looked like it was too close to take, and it looked like it was still in the zone. But there were pitches sometimes where you can have the ball pitch in the zone and still call a ball. You can also have the strike still call a strike even if it's off the plate, off the zone, which the umpire, I'm not saying it's his fault, but really both sides of the batting, there were some pitches where it really was not a strike and it could have been a ball, but I don't know. The umpire did not have a good night tonight, and that goes for both sides of the bats, not just the Marlins. The Phillies had issues with them too. So Jazz was struck out and looked like it was lower in the zone. Jazz had beef with the umpire, so nothing changed there. Berger reached on an infield single, so that's good. That's good for him. And De La Cruz looked like it was caught. Now for Berger, what happened with the single was infield single. Was Bryce? Somebody was not covering the first base, so it was unoccupied, and Berger took off and ran and took advantage of the first base. So that's why he ended up making first base. De La Cruz, he almost got out. So what happened was DLC. So Bell was at third, so we needed to get home fast. De La Cruz hits the third, and I'm not sure who was. I think it was. I forgot. Anyway, the infielder had the ball, dived for it, caught it, and threw it to first base for Harper, and DLC made it on time, just barely, and that was score a run. So Bell scored, and Berger ends up going to second. So big time score there as things will get something going here. And then Alvarado comes in for Wheeler, and Gurriel comes in and struck on a pretty close pitches, and even a wild pitch from the ball, it's still we still couldn't capitalize. So yeah, bottom seventh. Made some changes for the Marlins. But anyway, Rojas struck out swinging. Schwarber grounded to first and Turner walked. And this is Brazaban coming in for pitching. And then Baum struck out swinging, so pretty good inning for Brazaban. Birdie struck out looking, and it looked like it was in the zone, but the television made it seem like it was just hit the borderline of the zone at the bottom. But man, a lot of these pitches were too close to take. Hanson grounded to shortstop. He was pinch hitting for Fortes. Arai singled. He finally got a hit, and then Hoffman comes in for Arvado. And then batter's fielder's choice runner out is Soler. So the infielder threw it to second instead, get the shortest route out. He was thinking home run to tie the game, but of course, that did not happen. And in the bottom of the eighth, that puts the icing in the cake. Harper finally gets a hit. Real Muto flies out to center. Jazz caught it. And then Castellanos, of course. Castellanos doubles to left. Harper runs through the red light of the third baseman, so it's pretty much a yellow light. Basically, he ran through third and then scores to put the icing in the cake, and Castellanos goes to third to make it 4-1 Philadelphia, and that's just, no. Damn it. Strauss struck out swinging, and Marsh flied out to left. Josh, and then we go to the top of the ninth. Craig Kimball comes in. I just like it. Anyway, Josh Bell comes up, having a good day, and he doubles it. He doubles it towards the right, almost a home run, but he'll take the double. And we need the bats to freaking please come alive. Jazz, he pops it up. Oh my goodness, he pops up, and he had an 0 for 4, 0 for 5 day. Just terrible. Berger grounded to third, and then Craig, and then we go, and then we're out in our final. Now we're down to our final outs. Now, Craig Kimball, he intentionally balked. What he did was he had the baseball and he just spiked it during the wind up, and then that will get Bell to third. I think there was an issue with the pitch comm thing, with the earpiece and something like that. So they were thinking we'll do the old-fashioned way with the finger pointing, which pitch do you want to go, something like that. So maybe Bell didn't want to see. Maybe the catcher, Real Muto, didn't want Bell to see it. So they were getting some signals in. I don't know. By the way, DLC grounded to third, and just we're not able to get something in. He threw knuckle curves, Kremple. But anyway, either way, Marlins fall game 1, and season's on the line tomorrow against the Phillies, same time as tonight was 8 o'clock. And Braxton Garrett will be the pitcher tomorrow night. Maybe the good thing about the new playoff format is that we're not eliminated already. That could have been worse. Braxton Garrett's up, and Aaron Nola is pitching for the Phillies tomorrow. So, yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. Season's on the line. Let's do what the Florida Panthers do. Let's come back and then make our way through the playoffs. Could the Marlins be the next team to do it? We're about to find out as they take on the Phillies tomorrow night, same time, 8 o'clock, and a really tough Philly crowd at Citizens Bank Park. The good news is we're still alive, and we still beat them in the second game each time we play them this season. So yeah, Braxton Garrett's up. We still, and if it's necessary, we don't know who's going to pitch in the third game. But Aaron Nola's still a good pitcher. I'm not saying he's beatable. I'm not saying he's impossible, but he's still a pretty darn good pitcher, just like Zach Wheeler is. And if the Marlins bats don't figure out something for tomorrow night, that we are in a front row ticket to be the first ones to be eliminated. Well, actually, I shouldn't say the first ones, because there are some teams. The Rays is on the brink of elimination. The Blue Jays on the brink of elimination, and especially the Milwaukee Brewers are also on the brink of elimination. But if all those teams tied it up and then we don't win, then yeah, we're the first one. So it'll be such Marlins fashion to not have the bats come up. By the way, Marlins have a good playoff history despite being there for the fourth time in franchise history. And yeah, let's see what happens. So there you go. That's game 1 recap. And yeah, folks, let me know what you guys think of this video, and not the game, or the game if you're a Philly fan just coming in and watching this video. Consider subscribing and hit that like button, because Miami TG has your back. And when he does, he'll be right there with your favorite entertainment you deserve. This is Miami GVD sign up, folks, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for 2 videos tomorrow night. So, until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.